Good afternoon on what is a cool, grey and cloudy day. It is Friday, June the 7th, and I'm in the reading Nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And you see here an actual box to unbox. This is the Failed Dungeon, an RPG toolbox, battle maps, and accompanying encounters, monsters, and adventure from Nook Battle Maps. Now, I've looked at Nook Battle Maps products previously. They do really terrific full colour battle maps, especially if you get the big books, because you can put them together and make big play areas for your fantasy adventures. This set is 5th edition compatible, but of course easy enough to adapt to the fantasy role-playing game of your choice. So, enter the Veiled Dungeon. This RPG toolbox contains the Veiled Dungeon. You can run this either as a standalone adventure for character levels 3 to 5, or as part of your own campaign. The content is designed to be modular, allowing you to easily use the entire adventure as written, or take out any of the individual maps, areas, encounters, or monsters to use as you see fit. This box contains 20 fold-out maps, basic, which are wet and dry marker compatible, 40 monster cards, a deck of unique monster cards, a reference book with encounters, a 5th edition adventure, dungeon adventure generators, 40 unique monster stats and descriptions. It's a lot to pack into this box. Let's find out what's inside and take a look at it. So, I want to get my knife into. There we go. Just want to cut the box because it's quite tightly sealed. And you say it's quite a nice matte finish on the box. I know that doesn't particularly matter, but I mean, if you pick it up, it's not glossy. But here we go. Let's find out what's inside. Here's what you can see straight off. So first off, we have the monster cards. Basically, so what you've got dealing with is basically you've got. I'll just open those so you can have a look. So what you can see, you've got the stats for the monster on the back: worm spawn, medium, tiny, small beasts, unaligned, damage resistance, condition immunities, and so on. Actions, and so worm pit, swarm, and so on. There we go. And then on the other side, it has an illustration like that. So we've also got things like where are we? Veteran Scholar. An unwelcoming rug. A terror tulip. Let's have a look at what else. Sentinel statue. No, that's not it. That's not. This is basically Saddened Sludge. That's a Ruin Raider. So you've got these 40 monster cards. Full color, activated rope, animated scroll storm. Arcane Golem. So lots of invention gone into just those. I also noted that if you are basically pulling up the lid, you've just got a simple pattern of a stone flag floor on the inside. Doesn't have to have that, but it's a nice touch. So what else is in the box? We have the first of some double-sided map locations. So there we've got basically a set of stairs going down to a kind of a hall of some kind. We've got a complex of sort of like small chambers there. Next, bigger hall, more chamber complex. So these are basically suitable for dry and wet markers. They're plasticized, brightly coloured. You can put those down, and they're easy to use and grasp. You know, you can see what's going on. Get your miniatures out. Some kind of chasm there, ruined bridge. And then, of course, you can just put these together. You know, lay them down, build a location, dungeon locations, the wider ones, and they'll work with. These are all compatible with your other Look dungeon battle maps, whether they're loose or in a box or in a book and so on. And you know, they don't just work in, you know, for your dungeons. Your Dungeons and Dragons, they work for a variety of different games. So nice thing is, like, they've got these huge, great cracks in the floor, impeding progress. You know, and the strange kind of fountain, evil fountain located there. So you've got quite a lot of these. And basically, I'm just pulling these out and just showing them to you. Let's keep going. Oh, one more. Here we go. So as promised, you know, that is 20 fold out double-sided maps. That's quite a lot to work with. So then we get to Veiled Dungeon. I'll also show you the base of the box has got this more of a flag pattern on it, whereas the lid one hasn't. But that's just a minor difference. Then we get to the Veiled Dungeon itself. There's nothing on the back, but it's a softback book, perfect bound. You've got a list of a breakdown of all the maps on the inside, and I presume on the back side, on the inside and front side back cover. We've got the table of contents. And then we've got basically welcome to your Veiled Dungeon, how to create your dungeon, and you've got a description of the different areas of the dungeon and the maps. Also, why go on this adventure? Who's asking? Is an organisation involved? What rewards are being offered? Any complications? How big is the dungeon? Veiled Dungeon variations. So you've got a table there of just random elements which you can just go, okay, this is how I construct my Veiled Dungeon. It's not written in stone per se. You know, you can set up a lot of it yourself as the Dungeon Master. And then we're into the encounters section. And you've got a big list of set encounters. So entrance encounters, and we've got the two locations for the entrance there. Dormitory and lab encounters, including some very deadly furniture which will be fully statted out on those cards. Scholar Hall encounters, more deadly furniture. And it's nice to see the artwork taken from those cards, you know, and then included for the benefit of the Dungeon Master, not just the players. I mean, that's normally sort of like the other way around. So, you know, you've got the images in the books for the benefit of the Dungeon Master or Game Master, but the use of the addition of those cards really helps. And there's that unwelcoming rug again. Dig site encounters, and you're using 4 maps together there. And what I'm really thinking about here, what I'm reminded of when I'm looking at these, is the Dungeon Planner series from Games Workshop. There are only 2 box sets that Games Workshop did, and they're a little bit difficult to track down, but they're actually a pair of cracking little dungeons that need a bit of development because they're kind of a little bit threadbare in terms of their descriptions and so on. But the maps and everything in there are really very nice. Eldritch Depths encounters. So yeah, you've got a whole toolkit in here. You know, you get right down to the Lost Temple at the end, and then essentially, so this is all devoted to encounters to run during the adventure, which you can put together yourself. And here we've got the Raiders of the Cerulean Ruins. Here's the actual adventure. You know, so you've got the story, running the adventure hook, background for the game master, adding the adventure to your setting, and so on, and then you're into the Veiled Depths there. And this is giving you the dungeon layout, how to lay it out, and then it basically gives you the major NPCs and items, and lays it out for you like that. So that's really a nice, clever way of doing it. And then it goes through the adventure chapter by chapter, supported by great artwork as well. So the player characters are basically working their way through the Raiders of the Cerulean Ruins, locations, bit by bit. So you get down to that temple, Lost Temple area, and encounter that in its green form. You see here it's sort of like unadorned, it's not cerulean, and then you've got the actual stats for the monsters included on the cards, but here reprinted for the benefit of the game master, the dungeon master, sorry. There we go. There's the stats for the Chest of Jaws. Oh, that's a nice play on word, Chest of Jaws. I like that. Fated Footstool. You know, I absolutely love, because it's variations upon the mimic. You know, for your player characters, the first thing they're going to think of as mimic, but it's not mimics. And there's the big bad of the thing, Malevolent Veil Fiend. Oh, and you have a nice little ink pot. Murder She Wrote, or Murder It Wrote. That's that again, nicely done, nicely done. And that's it, really. So yeah, that's a really nicely done box set. You know, gives you the chance for, as the game master, to flex it, you know, as if you're the dungeon master, to flex your creativity using the tools provided in the box set. But alternatively, you know, you just go, okay, I've got an adventure, it's for 3rd to 5th level, that's suitable for my characters, and you've got everything you need in there to run it. So that's the Veiled Dungeon, an RPG toolbox and adventure, published by Nook Battle Maps. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be able to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game or role-playing game, in this case a complete adventure and adventure toolkit for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice little cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.